Welcome to all our viewers. Special welcome to those who are joining us from our Facebook pages, Real Nimby and JQue Media House. This show is brought to you by Eagleoid Records, Rose, Six Side Entertainment, and Ideal Places LLC. I'm your host, Nataka Teshmari. She's a woman with an exuberant passion for fashion. She hails from a family of a talented and an artistic background. She received much love and support from her extended family. Still, she was bullied as a little girl and faced her first trauma at just 12 years old, working a 9 to 5 as early as 18 years old. She found inspiration when she least expected it. Today, Teja Christie owns her very own clothing line. The sister of Tall the Talented One and Danger the Dancer shares her story. Join us on JQue Media House live Monday, March 14th. Teja Christie tells us how she leveled up. Teja, do we have Teja with us right now? Hi, Teja. So, first, I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. It's a pleasure to have you on the show tonight. You know what? Let me just start by asking, how are you? How is Teja Christie doing right now?
I am good, thank you. I'm doing really good. Can't complain. I had a restful day today. I only did a bit of writing. So I wrote a song. I started to write a song today, but yeah, so I've just been creative all day, really. Resting and then being creative.
So, you're writing songs too?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that. I didn't know you as a songwriter.
Yes,
When I
I've been performing. I performed what? I was performing in 2019 and a bit of 2020. But in
wait,
2019, I was performing music.
wait, when you say performing, what do you mean performing?
Like, I have songs that I've written and actually performed on stage. It's like I've been booked for shows. Yeah.
Are you looking to go into what, dancehall, reggae,
I'm more soul.
soul?
Yeah, so it would be a mix of like soul music, reggae music, and just something interesting like maybe I'll just create something new because I like to really go be outside of the box.
Right.
So I like to create like new sounds, new just art on a whole, like stuff that you've never really
Yeah.
experienced or seen,
Yeah.
heard, basically experienced before.
Oh,
So I'm not like I'll do rap too, like I'm not really I don't
okay.
have a genre that I stick in, but I'm more of like a soulful
Okay.
person.
I see. So, what is your artist name? Is that Teja Christie?
Yes.
What is that? Is that just your name or is that your brand?
It's my name.
Is so Teja Christie is your given name?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, it's my given name. I'm sorry, you're still not really paying attention. I'm trying to send the link out.
That's
Wait a
okay.
minute. I'm trying to send the link out to my contacts. They're asking me like, "Where is the interview? Where is the interview?" So
Okay, so we'll wait on them because we want you to have your audience.
Yes.
If they laugh when you refer to yourself as a goddess, let them go. If they don't understand the way that you move, give them a show. People will always talk and find fault in those that are free. Let them gossip. Keep flying, my golden one. Let go. You're close to the sun.
One side, six side. Yo, Nimby, tell him how I think this. Garden. Who me, Mister? Yeah. People easy for lose faith. Easy to get pot, some easy for lose the weight. It's like you can't bend enough to them if you not start break. If you someone godly, you don't know me yet. Oh, me reach so far then. If we stop praying, man, so we'll leap all every day. But can't forget the one in my grave. Oh, I remember my bills. Remember when we used to play. And I remember when daddy used to get up early every day. Him alone used to work. Still I wonder how him know said the thing could have worked. And that man, we can't sit down and look better. Cause me sure say things could have worked.
All right, so we're back. Teja, are you still with us?
Yes, I am still.
What's your audience looking like now?
Still trying to come through because I initially thought it was a Instagram live. Like I was,
No, that's okay. Like we said, there's absolutely no rush.
I know.
I've been taking a look on your Instagram page the other day, and my world, like you have some images. Like
Yes.
who does your makeup?
I do my makeup.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Girl,
I do my entire look. I plan the look from start to
everything
finish.
from top to bottom, everything.
I style myself. So all my images that you see, most of them, maybe like one or two, have been styled by different designers. But all of my images, I basically styled myself.
This one that we have on the screen right now, that's one of my favorite pieces that I've seen.
Yes. Me
Yeah,
too, actually.
Yeah, it's that it don't even look like makeup.
It doesn't, right?
No.
Big up to my photographer. Big up to my
Yeah.
photographer, my movie photographer, Adrian. And Adrian did that one too. That was the premiere of my Hempress line because I do merch as well. So I have a couple of t-shirt designs. The Hempress and Hemperor was already out from like 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we did that day was to premiere the Empress. So I got all dressed up. We did a mini video shoot for 420, and that was shot by who did shoot that again? Oh my god, I'm gonna remember. But yeah, that was shot by another Montego Bay creative, and I want to say Teflon, but I know it's not. That's not his name. I haven't talked to him in such a while. Okay.
Wait,
but yeah, I really enjoyed that piece of art.
Okay. So I know you struggle to remember who it was, but just a little icebreaker. Did you get COVID-19 any time since 2020?
I am immune to COVID-19.
You are? Nice.
We must big up my immune system. Nice and strong, decent and clean. Take care of my good body.
Yeah, just because when I say, sometimes many of us after we get it, we get a little stupid, in terms of memory get affected and all of that for a while. Just,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
quite a short time. So
I'm just not good with names, period. I'm just not good with names.
but I mean, I'm happy to know that you have so much going on for you though. Like I know Teja, and the Teja that I know is a fashion designer, is a model. I know you do makeup as well, but I didn't know you as a songwriter or having your merch and all that. So I'm pretty impressed with what I'm hearing.
I just like to make art. I like to get a reaction, out of people. I like to blow people away with just anything artistic, whether it be music, whether it be modeling, fashion, drawing. Because I'm a really good fine artist too. I'll draw. I will paint. And just anything that I can get my hands on, I'll definitely be sculpting, be doing anything at all that I can use, any medium through which I can create, then I'll express myself fully.
So you have what they call a gifted hand. So you have gifted hands.
Gifted, ungifted, more gifted, ears, nose, all everything gifted.
Gifted everything.
Fully gifted.
Do you sometimes get a little, I don't want to say confused, but do you sometimes feel like you don't know which direction to go with your talent? Because I know it's a thing, when you have multiple talents, sometimes you tend to get drawn in different directions and you're not sure which one to lean to and which one, you think is really going to do it for you. Do you sometimes feel like that?
Yes. I'm not gonna lie, I do. Most when I was younger, right? Because I'm the type of person that whatever I put myself into, I give it 150, 200%, and I'm still not satisfied. So I am like an overachiever. I have that type of personality where I like to wow people and push myself. I am very hard on myself when it comes to I'm a perfectionist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I found out that I can really do anything, it was definitely confusing to choose what should I do, because I did not have a set thing that I wanted to do, but I love to be creative.
Yes.
But what stood out the most to me was fashion. And modeling.
Yeah,
fashion and modeling stood out the most to me. So everything else I've just acquired just by being creative. But fashion, I've been inspired by fashion since as far back as I can remember myself, really and truly. I have a funny story about it. So
I can't wait to hear this. I can't wait to hear the story. But I want to know who is Teja? What keeps you going?
What keeps me going is just there's a fire in me to really meet my goals.
Yeah.
There's a fire in me to achieve what I set out to fulfill my mission. As a soul on earth.
Yes.
And just to make my family proud. Make my dad, my mom, my aunt, my cousins, my aunties, my uncles, just everybody that really understand my gifts and always been motivating me, building my confidence, all of that. Nice. I'm just I almost feel bad if I don't accomplish the goals because of the expectation that is on me, know?
Yeah.
But so I try to relax, also know that, I'm human and I'll have my down times and whatever. So I'll try to just stay humble as I can and relax, not to make pride get the best of me.
Mm-hmm.
And, but really and truly, I just have a fire inside of me that it burns me when I don't do what I'm supposed to do, you know, like if I have an idea, it eats away at me. I get anxiety, I can't sleep. So I feel like my conscience is like very strong in me. Like it compels and it pushes me also to like get what I need done.
So you would say that you know that you have a purpose here on earth. You know that you're destined to be great. Is it the fire that tells you that you know you are supposed to be successful and you're going to be successful? Is that the fire that pushes you every time? Is it that you don't feel fulfilled when you're not doing something great, when you're not being great?
Exactly. So it's just like a flower, the rose or any flower that has a nice fragrance. You know, it has to give off that its beauty. It has to give off its aroma for its admirers and was for people, whether it's like, you know, people who like how it smells, like how it looks, whatever.
Yes.
And I feel like I can relate to a flower, you know, just I have to like water myself and give myself the proper nutrients and everything to bloom and to be able to express it myself to the world, like with my fragrances and my beauty, you know, because the world needs that. Because I was always captivated by art at a young age. Like I have a cousin who I call uncle. I grew up calling my big cousins uncle and auntie, you know, out of respect. And he was an amazing artist. Amazing. Like he can just look at something and go back home and draw it. And he was also deaf and mute, but he was really good at drawing. Like there's at art. He even sculpted, you know, there's a painting.
Wow.
His name is Roy Bernard, and there's a painting in NCB, National Commercial Bank, in Montego Bay, St. James Street. I'm not sure if they moved. I think they did move, but there was a large painting of a riverside, and that was the river in Orange, Over River, and he made that painting.
NCB in Sam Sharp Square, right?
Yes.
I know that painting.
Yes, that's him. And when I went there and I saw it and I saw his initials, like his signature, I was so proud. And like I didn't really recognize. I was just looking at the art and just admiring, like this is so beautiful. And then I realized that it's my cousin that did it.
I know that painting because every time when you go to the bank, you know, you always I'll wait forever. So you tend to look around and read everything that's on the wall and pay attention to all the art. And I know that one is a really big one that really does stand out. But I never knew that was your cousin. And that's proof again that your family, because as I said in the introduction that I did about you, you're from a family, a talented family. And you know, your family is also has an artistic background. But you talk about your family a lot as well, Teja. What was it like growing up in an extended family?
It was really good. Wally paramping, and nothing sweet. Me like little jokes around. My family love laugh. If I one thing, but my family like laughter is included every inch of the way that we go. We always just laugh and try to have a really, really good time, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very good. Like I had my cousins, auntie, everybody was just there. I had a really good support system. Like my mom and my dad had 4 of us, plus cousins and, you know, aunts, uncle, and it was really good.
Okay, that's nice to hear. I'm glad to hear that you had a very strong support system growing up. But that also, am I also hearing that growing up as kids, you were free to express yourselves? Because, you know, art is a form of expression, and your ability to express yourself as a child may have also developed into who you are today.
To some extent, I did have the freedom to express to some extent because my dad is a disciplinarian type of parent, right? Yeah. So of course, hi Dwight. Of course, I was not able to really And he's a Rasta man, so you know the Rasta type of morals, disciplines. I was not able to really dress how I wanted to dress. I prefer to dress very skimpy. So the less clothes the better for me. And that's just I feel like the naturalness of just the breeze and the sun just touching as much of my skin as possible. I really love it, right? So I was not able to really dress how I wanted. So I couldn't wear shorts. Anything like even remotely revealing, I could not wear it. And also I could not listen to any type of music that I want. And naturally that would be suggested for children.
Right.
You know? Naturally that would be suggested for children. Like I remember one time it was storming, like we were going back to my dad's house. We moved to like my dad's house and it was storming, like rain just a tear up mobile. And some areas were flooded. Like to me that a flood out, but I guess it's probably like it wasn't too flooded, but you know, as kids everything looks way bigger.
Right.
So I remember like me and my sister we're in the daddy's car, we're going home. So I said, Bounty Killer, look.
No, you can't say Bounty Killer.
My father said, which Bounty Killer? What kind of Bounty Killer you talk about? And say, so you know, like even just to say Bounty Killer, you know, like that was a no for us.
No, no, not in those days. You can't say Bounty Killer. That's a bad word.
Yeah, can't say Bounty Killer at all.
So where was this though, Teja? I know you said that you off air. You told me that you were raised in the ghetto. Where was this? That all of this love and support and discipline took place?
In Glendavon.
Glendavon. That's in Norwood.
In where?
No. So, Glendavon. Okay, Glendavon.
Yeah,
so,
in Montego Bay.
Glendavon, Montego Bay. But why did I have the impression that you were from Norwood though?
Norwood? I'd only lived with Norwood with my dad for a couple of years when my mom and father relationship ended.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Norwood for like maybe 2 to 3 years.
Okay. But I know you also said that growing up in the ghetto, you know, you weren't affected by any of the animosities that you've seen around you, but they were like rivals from the neighboring community and all of that.
Yeah, like me never hear gunshot. I think I heard the first gunshot, or if I was hearing gunshot, I probably did not know that those were gunshot. But I remember hearing the first like gunshot. I don't remember the age, but maybe I was maybe like 10, like around that age, and I was downtown with my sisters and my grandmother. We went to buy ice cream and stuff, and then like we were close to Gully bus stop, and then I just heard gunshots, and my grandmother like, you know, like went down low with us and stuff. But in my community, like I didn't even know I was living in a ghetto, because I think back in that time it was less crime, so I was able to roam the community like without adult supervision or anything. We would be on the roads playing, going into even different communities, like neighboring communities, and get like friends, you know. So growing up, I was not really as impacted. I feel like it was around 2003, 2002, maybe 2002, that I really got a gist of like what was that I'm definitely in a volatile area.
Yeah. Wow. So then tell us about some of the trauma that you have faced growing up as a little girl.
Why? Okay, so the first trauma that I experienced was when I was 12 years old, right? At that time, I was living with my dad, but we used to go from one house to the other. So after school, we used to go to my mom's house, and then my dad would come for us at the house, and we would walk to Norwood. Norwood was like maybe 15 or 20 minutes walk to get there. So each evening we would walk and go up to our father's house.
Yeah.
What happened that night, I did not go to school because I was ill. But I stayed home. You know, my dad was there with me. And in the night now, when he was supposed to go and get my sisters, he left me. Like, we were traveling together, but then he said he's going to leave me at his friend's house. He was talking for a while. Said he would leave me at his friend's house, and then he would go and get my sisters, and then, you know, he would get them, whatever. But when Daddy came back that night, my sisters had already gone on a taxi because, like, it was late, and then my mother was like waiting for my daddy, but he didn't come like the usual time. So it was getting late, so my mother went on the road and decided to like put my siblings on like a taxi. And then after she did that, she was in the crossroad, like with her baby. At that time, her baby was 8 months old, and she was with her baby, and then with her baby and her baby father at that time, and gunmen just came upon them and opened fire, shooting my mom. Her boyfriend got shot.
Wow.
And the baby got shot too. The baby actually died, succumbed to her injuries because she got shot in her head while you know, my mother was holding her.
So you were there to witness all of that?
No, I was not there. What happened is that my dad came storming in his friend's yard, and then I could hear him on the top of his voice saying, you see what happened? Because my father is like very respected. You know, he's anti-crime and violence, so he always advocate against like crime and violence and stuff like that. So my dad was saying, you see what happened? It's what I always warn about and whatever.
Yes. Wow.
And then I said, Daddy, what is it? And then he's just going off. And I'm saying, Daddy, what is it? And then he told me that my mother he didn't tell me that my mother got shot. He told me that my little sister got shot.
Wow.
And he told me that my little sister got shot. And I was so broken down. Like, I was wondering like what happened to my mother. My mother was all right. And that was just, you know, like my concern. My sister was all right. And it was like a really, really sad moment for me. And then I was in grade 6 primary school. And I remember when I went, the next day when I went down to my mom's house, like my mother wasn't there. So I'm saying, where is my mother? You know, where's my mother? And then they said like my mother got shot too. She's in the hospital. So that's how when me.
Wow. So at first you know what? Let me just pause to say that I want to extend my most sincere condolences to you and your family for losing your sister at such a tender age. But I can only imagine that at first you heard that your sister got shot and that had shaken you to an extent. And now you're hearing at 12 years old, now you're hearing that your mom got shot as well.
Yeah.
That must have been a traumatic experience for you.
That was very, very, very traumatic because I would never even imagine, like, I was like a happy child, you know, like I would never think something that dire could happen, you know, like to me.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you manage? I'm hoping that you have gotten over that trauma.
I have gotten over it because, you know, there's no use holding on to stuff. But I feel like sometimes when I do talk about it, the trauma is still there, you know? It is still there because I can definitely feel like a little uneasiness, like when I talk about it.
Wow. So what are some of the coping? I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't know if that's one of your trigger points.
No, man, it's fine. It's good. It's okay. It's okay. It's not something that I'm going to like be depressed about or whatever. It's just a sad story, you know.
Yes.
So as any sad story does, it will compel a type of emotional reaction.
Okay. So what are some of the coping mechanisms that you've used to deal with it?
At that time, you know, it was just like getting on with life. Like I found out that my mother was alive. So that really kind of gave me like I really didn't feel as bad, you know, because I found out that my mother was like, she lived through it, right?
Yes.
I was unhappy about my little sister because even after that I used to like dream about her and stuff.
Wow.
I was very unhappy what happened to my sister, that, you know, she wasn't even able to really live out much of her life. Like 8 months of life is nothing, you know.
Yes.
But I feel like that was my graduating year. It happened in January, so that was my graduating year where I would move on to high school.
Right.
So
Wow.
I I basically was just moving on with life, you know, like just gradually moving on with life.
So since you mentioned high school, I want to talk to you a little bit about high school. What was your high school years like? Were you a popular kid? Because you're pretty loved. Everywhere you go, people love you. People just love you for who you are. I don't know if it's the energy that you carry with you all the time, but you're loved. Were you a popular kid in high school?
I was somewhat popular. I'm always a somewhat person. I don't like to really dive fully into one character or one thing. So I'm like hot and cold. Like I'm two sides of the scope. So I have a very outgoing personality, right? I have a very outgoing personality. That's true, Bello. I have a very outgoing personality. So people are easily attracted to that. I'm very entertaining. People are easily attracted to that. However, I am still very quiet, very to myself.
Yeah.
I just like my own company. If you know, I can just be myself. I don't feel any way at all to like not
To just enjoy TV.
to just chill and just do nothing.
And just connect with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So then, how did you deal with being bullied? Throughout all this popularity and this love that you had in high school, yet you were still bullied to an extent.
Yeah, like bullying happens. Like you can't get rid of bullying. Bullying happens to the best of us, and it's just children not being able to, like, whatever they're going through at home, their own insecurities, they're very harsh when they're expressing that in, you know, through their teenage years. So it's like not having the form of like a mature girl would cause bullying. Like, you know, have no breasts, you know, and have no breasts and have no body and way. And I was definitely never have no breasts and body and them nice, lovely, roundness. They know I was not the English pound, not at all, not at all.
But were you happy with yourself regardless?
No, I want breast and body, I want to round up like a pound too, because it's what's happening around me. So I never understand that it's natural and normal to not develop breasts, you know, or you're developing breasts but it's small, you know. It's normal. So I used to always like go to my aunt and I used to say, "Auntie, my breasts go grow." My auntie embed. You say, "Auntie, my breasts go grow," you know. So like I was so no, I've been telling like they used to call me sexy chicken. Like my auntie, they nicknamed me sexy chicken. And boy, I never liked the name, but I couldn't do nothing about it at all. I just have to go on like I was so soft and sensitive, right? But I had to kind of build a tough, like a shell for myself where it was like nothing mattered to me, but like deep down it did like kill me.
So, do you find yourself expressing yourself through art? Expressing some of these stories? Do you find yourself expressing yourself through art?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely express myself through art, and more so just like creating a positive vibe out of how I'm expressing, creating a positive vibe, like something that you can look at and you can just have a positive feeling about what you are seeing or hearing.
Let's talk a little bit about your experience at the Montego Bay Community College. You went to college to study clothing.
Yes, I did.
Did it do for you what you expected it to do?
It did. It introduced me like in depth to like the history of fashion, and basically how to create a pattern and how to create a outfit from scratch, which is basically fashion illustration, pattern drafting, and garment construction. So I did a 2-year course, which was an associate degree in clothing and fashion. However, I did not really fully go through with the degree. I stopped at year 1. I just did year 1 basically, and then I dropped out at year 2.
And then you went to start working?
Yes, I just went straight into the working field.
Okay, I see. So then, I know when we met, you told me that you've always been inspired. You've always been motivated. You've always had your gifted hands. But the real inspiration to get up now, get it done now, was while you were working at Vistaprint.
Yes. It was while I was working at Vistaprint, because like I saw a video today that I posted on my Instagram. It's like school is formed to manufacture like employees, like worker bees. So like going through school, entrepreneurship was not really.
No, it was never.
No, it was never like a thought. Like no, it was never that, and definitely art was never that. So even so it was like I have to go in medical field or like arts, like teaching or stuff like that. But I was never interested in being a teacher, and I cared for people. So I was thinking of being a psychologist, or a psychiatrist, or a pediatrician, or a nurse. So I was thinking along that line, because I do love science. Like I'm a science nerd. So I was thinking along that line, but it never really quite struck with me. I just knew that I wanted to be a fashion designer.
Wow.
So that's why I actually was uncertain the move to make before I graduated high school. And when I asked my guidance counselor, which was my mentor, she said to me that it's good to have a skill, right?
Right.
So she feels that I should do the fashion course first, and then I can transition into like nursing. Then I can do nursing. So that's why I ended up going to COMC for fashion.
Okay. And working at Vistaprint, you were helping customers to create their business, create their brand, building their business, and that somehow pushed you to do what you had to do.
Yeah, it's like working at Vistaprint was one of the best institutions that I attended, It was like a school, basically.
Yes.
It's like, I was taught how to do graphic design. Wow. I was taught how to be like really good at customer service and, like serving people and stuff. I was taught how to build a business. I was taught, like marketing tips and techniques and stuff like that. So like Vistaprint, working at Vistaprint actually transformed my mentality to being an entrepreneur. Like to see that it's possible, because I'm on a daily, like I'm talking to 40 odd sometime people about building their brand,
Yes.
you know, teaching them how to build their brand.
Yes.
And, you know, it clicked on me like, I'm
Why not
working.
just build my brand.
Yeah, I can just build my brand easily. Like, I'm working. I'm working. There's a cap on my money now. Me not like working. I mean, I like this. I work. This I work. So me not like that feeling. I like to have free time with that.
Yeah.
I can do what I want to do. And I feel like as an artist, you know, that's like and just a natural part of me. But so working got hectic for me after a while. At Vistaprint, I worked there for like 5 years. After like in the 5th year, like I got an award every 5 years. I'm give you 5-10 years. I'm give you an award for being there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, 5 years. Yeah, I've actually made it here in like 5 years. but like I did not feel fulfilled. Now came the fire, like the burn up in on me.
Yes.
Me start feel depressed. Me start ask Father God, what am I going to do? Like, why I have this depressing feeling? Like I would start to get sick. Like I would start to get like physically sick. Like me no want to go to work, but definitely I have to go work. When I go work, me cold, you know, in a little place they cold, and I said, jeez, me cold, me can't bother.
Wow.
It was in 2017. You know, so me have my Rasta vibration, my Rasta foundation.
Yes, I know that foundation.
So me always go like to go to the Rastafari events and stuff. So me go Rebel Salute the January, right?
Yes.
Go Rebel Salute January. Rebel Salute was like January 16th, I think. When we got Rebel Salute, girl, I got an epiphany. Like, it's like the moon them. You know about the moon them? Like the star them and the moon. I was right by the seaside, so the mist of the sea was just like, I was like inhaling the mist like the entire night. I don't know, that night was so magical.
Wow.
I just
teary-eyed hearing your story, you know, cause
girl.
Don't mind me.
Girl, I say the place was so mystical. It gave me a power up, and from that day, I just like 2 days me not going to work, 3 days me not going. 1 day me call out, 2 days me call out, and then me say no, what me not go back at this at all. Don't know. Like, I am done. Normally, if you call out 3 days, you have to give them like sick leave or something for sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm not coming back. My supervisor said, Teja, just come in, give us a leave, you know, give us just like your leave of absence and whatever.
Something.
So me I say, all right. Me ain't go do it in about for formality's sake. And to my supervisor asked me, cause girl, me get well radical now my Rasta vibration. That's it. I say, burn our work. Girl, me say, fire upon our work. Entrepreneur, I am my job, you know, type of thing. And then I met this guy. He had that tattoo on him, like, I am my job. You know, and then being there and seeing all the Rasta people and just cultural artists, creatives, making their own things, like jewelry, like, you know, and I'm going there and I'm participating, I'm, you know, buying from them, supporting them, and they're actually making a living, you know. So me I said, wow, like I can be one of these, I am one of these creatives, you know. This is where I belong, like creating and allowing people to see and experience art in different ways.
Wow, your story is giving me goosebumps over here. It's just
I'm
amazing.
glad to know you're enjoying it.
Because since we started the show, you've mentioned, there's so many times that you've mentioned you connecting with nature in one way or another. And when you said to me that you had that magical moment, you know, with the stars and the moon, and I mean, I can just see it, and not just see it, I can feel it, you know what I mean? And it tells me that you are a lover of nature. It tells me that you're connected with the energies. It tells me that you're connected with the universe. So
Yeah.
the other thing that I want to know though is, Teja, how did you go from a tomboy sewing onto your dolls? I mean, as little girls, we get our dolls, we want to comb their hair and we want to dress them and play dolly house, but you were sewing on your dolls. How did you get
Yeah. I mean, I loved activities. I'm very athletic, so like whenever you're athletic, you are a tomboy. Basically, if I love to like run around, climb every tree, I want to try out for that tree. If you climb that tree there, and I've accomplished climbing that tree, especially if a fruit tree, me gone way up in there to see how high I can go. You know, very agile, very limber, and my sisters were the same too. So we just always do boyish stuff.
Yeah.
If I ever got a doll, like my sister Jana Danger, she was very girly. She always got all the dolls. Me and Tal up more tomboy.
Yes.
When she get fair doll them, I'm the one in the blue hair is Danger and the one in the green hair is Tal up.
Okay.
When she get fair dolly them, I always ask her, lend me a dolly. But me always like wait on the opportunity for when we can find one hole in my panty. As me find the hole in the panty, me take time stretch out the hole, like me mash up the panty just to be able to say, Mommy, the panty mash up. Can I the panty tear up? Can I use it like as doll clothes or any one of my blouses or stuff that got really old? I would just cut it up and make it into a doll's clothes. So that was where I actually used dolls, just making clothes for them and like doing mini fashion shows, giving my dolls different sets. Like, girl, if I see my dolly them hotter than my dolly them, you could not find all wig me make, girl.
Wig?
One mitten, all booty, leg booty come up at thigh highs. You want to ask Danger and Tal up, like Danger did love that because she, you know how it feels to get new dolly clothes?
Yes.
Girl, Danger did love how she can get new dolly clothes all the time.
And so you were supplying her with clothes, with outfit for her dolls.
Hi Mona, me I supply myself really because me didn't mean with them because they did destroy my stuff. Like they were antiques for me. So me didn't mean with them. So she used to, when we can't bother, when I'm bored of them, I would give her them. But differently from that, I took care of my dolly clothes. Like I wash them, hang them on line. When we're ready to play, dress up with the dolly, them and change them clothes. Yes, but it's serious with my dolly clothes. Me not play.
Wow. You were serious about your art from day one.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I just remember my mother is very handy too. She loves crafts and like gardening. Yeah. And like I remember seeing her like cut up, that cut designs into like t-shirts.
Yes.
I remember seeing my mother cut up like a ganja design. My mother is very rootsy and article too.
Yes.
She cut up the ganja shape in the shirt.
Yes.
And I actually just love that too. Like anytime I see she did that, she did that quite a lot, but just for her own clothes.
But you also told me that your grandma, she was very musical as well.
Yes. My grandmother, which is my mom's mother, Edith Rodriguez, she was very, 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 very talented. Like she played the guitar. She used to travel and sing in hotels, travel abroad and perform and sing. And her brother, I'm not sure if it's both her brothers, but they were they could play the guitar as well. Okay.
So then you really didn't, well, I'm not going to just say you because earlier you mentioned your sisters, Tal the talented one and Danger the dancer. And it's apparent that all of you were destined to be great because I mean, there's no way, there's absolutely no way that it could miss you guys, not with the background that you are coming from.
Yeah.
It's just talent.
Yes.
So, but I know that one of the years you dressed Spice. What year was it that you dressed Spice for Sumfest?
I actually did not dress Spice for Sumfest. I actually dressed Spice for... There was a Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop came to Montego Bay, right? They aired in Montego Bay. And at that time, Danger was dancing along with Spice. She was Spice's backup dancer. And she was in Montego Bay, but it was a Sunday, so nobody, no store not really too open. So Danger told her, like, my sister is a designer, she can be able to help you and whatever. So luckily I had something within my collection that could fit Spice, if you're bumper there on one place or one part. So I had a dress that could fit her and a bikini underneath. So it was like a 2-piece bikini, a thong bikini, and a nice like sundress to go with it.
Okay, so what year was this?
Girl, I'm not good with the year neither. What year was that again? Maybe 2018.
Thereabouts.
2018.
And I know you did some fashion shows as well. One of the shows that you did, I want you to tell me about that one where you sold one of your pieces that same night.
That show was International Dancehall Queen 2015. 2015. So 2014 was when Danger entered. And I remember she was handing off because she won, so she was handing off the crown. So it was 2015 that I did the fashion show. And that was a really good experience for me. I had some of my co-workers were like good body girl. One of them was a model. So I'm like, hey girls, can you want to model for me? And then they definitely wanted to. So we go on the show, girl, and I tell her, say, it was beautiful. I had one of my friends with Kadeen, she did go for me. And so it was really good. Like I did swimwear line. It was swimwear line. And swimwear and cover up line. So lots of like summer dresses and like what you call it, and like bikini and stuff.
Cover-ups.
Yes.
Wow.
And then right as the show done, I see one girl like hastily she run up to me and I say if she can get the one of the pieces, because she's going abroad and she has a function that she wants to, like she wants something show stopping. So I'm like, girl, I got you. And she's like, can I get that piece? And I gave her the piece. I sold the piece to her. And when she sent me the picture, like the picture did look good. Girl, I said the picture did come out and look good. It's sweet. I was so proud.
Wow, you ought to be proud of yourself because you have been doing great things, I must say.
Yeah.
But so how did you get into fashion full time?
I got into fashion full time 2017. As I said, I never looked back to Vistaprint, and I just launched off with my brand. And prior to leaving Vistaprint, while I was working there, I noticed that like I went into fashion, like I started to build my brand right around 2015. I started to build up my brand, like actually creating a logo, and then like doing more and more pieces, and not just a fashion show, right? Doing actual pieces. But what was happening is that I was like overwhelmed because I have to go and work 8 hours for Vista Print. Then outside of that, I'm trying to sew and, you know, trying to like build, like let people know that I do fashion as well. And it was just so hard to live like that type of life, you know?
Yeah.
It was just so hard because anytime me step out, you know, girl, like I go at an event, I always sew my own clothes. And then when we go at one party, it's like, my girl, the camera them ever find me. Like the next day, people would tell me, Teja, me see you in a Observer, me see you in a Star. I mean, I say, yeah, me never see me yet. Me say, send it come. You know, like I would see like, and then they would tell me like weeks after. So imagine me, I go on Observer, like the old feed, and I try find the picture.
Yeah.
So me did find some of the picture them on. Me did find some of the picture them, and sometimes me never get to see myself again. But you know, it was really good knowing that I was out there. Like people that tell me so they see me in the newspaper. Me I say,
So, was there ever a time you felt like giving up?
enough time.
Wow.
What's when the struggle set me? All right. So remember I told you I did not fully complete my 2 years of college. So the second year would have me actually creating pieces for adults. The first year I created like a childwear piece, like, but now we're creating like pieces for adults and a full line. So most of what I've been doing sewing is just basically an innate ability. Me just good at what we do, as me tell you. So me go on YouTube and try to learn how I can achieve this look and stuff like that. So I used to get very frustrated when and like anxiety attack take me and hold on for me, and me and say, Lord, oh me I go do this, and oh me I go make this. And then good thing me did have my auntie, like Auntie Embet, or my mother, but definitely Auntie Embet. Me call Auntie and say, Auntie
Embet is on the live right now.
Yes, Auntie Embet is on the live.
Auntie Embet, big up.
Yes,
a shout out, because you know, great support system. And I want to say that yes, we appreciate relatives like you. Go ahead.
True. That build and grow us and mold us, you know, help us to build our confidence.
Yes.
So I say, Auntie Lad, God, I don't know. They said they give me stress out. I say, Auntie said, just Teja, take your time, breathe. Okay, where you going? And she like walk me through my anxiety. Come me anxiety, girl. That's like a major issue for me. Like I have anxiety a lot. So, I did have just very frustrating moments when I felt like, Lord, me can't bother.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you deal with your anxiety that you were facing when you got to the point where you felt like giving up?
Dealing with my anxiety is like talking to someone that understands that I'm going through a nervous moment right now where I have self-doubt. Then that person would just basically give me like uplifting, you know, advice that helps with anxiety. How I overcame it without external influence would be to like practice meditating and practice like objective thinking, not thinking through emotions, which is very cloudy and it's very temporary. So that's like being very still and being very objective, and then just carrying through my thought process like that.
Wow, I see. Well, Teja, your story is definitely inspiring, and there's this other thing that I'm curious about. You said that, I know you also told me that I've asked you, did you have the opportunity to dress any other, or work with any other great acts?
Yes. I dressed Jabari. He was a reggae artist. He is a reggae artist based in Kingston. I've made pieces for Cali Green, Rush Rain. I've made pieces for Russ Extreme. Who else me so far? Definitely Talop and Danger. Which other celebrity?
love and love. Give me a minute, please. So love and hip hop.
Yeah.
You mentioned the spice for love and hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're your own star, Teja, but what is it like being the sister of, Tall the Talented One? I know she has a song that has over 2 million views, and Danger. What's your relationship like? Are you guys still close? And all that.
Yes. We are very, very, very close. I'm very close with my siblings. My sisters, we share the similar creative expression. So we are very, very creative, and we are very good at whatever we aspire to do. So being their sisters, it was just like a power up for all of us. Just being around great ones. Like them say, iron sharp iron. That is the relationship that me and my sisters have. We strengthen each other, we build each other confidence, we give each other style, ideas. So I've been there for my sisters. Like even when Tall Up they do, she was a track athlete. So I've always been going to her track meets. And then anytime Danger, like in a dance festival, always at her festivals and stuff like that. So Tall Up and Danger, like I am very proud of my sisters, proud that they are living in their truth, and they are like expressing themselves to their fullest ability, and just making an impression in the world, which they have done countless amounts of times. So I am very proud of my sisters.
So happy to hear that. So what is Teja Christie doing today? Where can we find her?
Today, I am actually running one part up in one place. I am not in Jamaica at this moment. I'm running one part.
Run one place.
Run one place. I'm actually in Georgia, right?
Okay.
So, I am in the beauty field. I've transitioned a little bit in the beauty field. So I'm doing lashes, lash extensions. I'm working at a salon, and I'm doing lash extensions. I am doing, that's pretty much what I'm doing in the beauty field. I will be, in Jamaica, I had a beauty bar that I was doing lashes and eyebrows, like tinting and waxing. Now I will start to do tinting and waxing a little bit further on, but as for now, I'm doing in lash extensions.
Okay, so I know where to go when we're ready for going at the hot girl style.
You know what to go when I'm ready for launch right there. So
I'm ready to go at the hot girl where I know exactly.
When you're ready to bop and breeze up the place. Yes. You know exactly where to go.
What's your Instagram page?
My Instagram page is my first and last name, which is Teja, Teja Christie, Christie, beauty, Beauty bar, BAR. And so I have 3 pages. I have 3 businesses that I'm building right now. I have Teja Christie Beauty Bar. I have Teja Christie Collection. So it's my first and last name with collections with a Z at the end. That's my fashion brand, where I'm doing like, at the moment I'm not sewing anymore, so I'm doing like merch designs, like t-shirts and swimwear, like t-shirts, blouses and stuff that I'm doing right now. And I have jewelry, which I call this jewelry collection is called Bead Stacks. So it is crystal jewelry, and I'm on the high frequency stuff. So I have crystals here that help to bring love, to bring wealth, to bring even like to bring a type of safety from like radiation. So
Yes.
I have a tourmaline. I think this one is a tourmaline bracelet. So this one helps you with radiation, protects you from 5G and radiation.
Wow.
So it's really good too. These bracelets, they look really good and they're very fashionable, but they're also very functional in terms of protecting ourselves from harmful rays.
Wow.
And just bringing high frequencies to our surrounding and ourselves.
Wow. Nice. So I'm living close to the beach, so I need to get me myself a swimwear. So I will talk to you about that, because I know everything out there can really work with certain bodies.
Yes, you have to taillight.
I will definitely be reaching out for a swimwear, and I will definitely be talking to you otherwise as well.
Okay.
I really love you. It's a pleasure having you on the show. I want to wish you all the best in your endeavors. You have our support 100%. You've always had it, and you still have it up until today's day. Thank you again so much for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you, Nimby, and thanks for having me. Thank you, Marty, sickest side of the world. Big up yourself.
Big up yourself.
Always.
You know.
All right.
Yes.
Have a good night.